We're live. Hello, folks. It's the Pod Squad, and on my screen, Kathy Morrison is over there, Wendy Card is down there, and I'm yours truly, Colleen Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's our New Bern Now podcast for August 27th in the year 2020, and believe it or not, this is episode 154.
Wow! We're connecting you with the community by talking about people and places in New Bern and beyond. And we've got a great lineup of guests, and we hope you join in the conversation.
We really want you to join in the conversation. The women are taking over the podcast today, until we have some guests on the show. But first, we want to alert you to a contest. If you've been following us here recently, you have a chance to win a wonderful goodie bag or prize for answering a trivia question. And so I want to tell you the rules first. To be entered to win, you have to make sure that you comment during today's show on the New Bern Now NC Facebook page. If you comment on somebody else's page who has shared it or somewhere else, that doesn't count. We can't see those comments on the pages. So we're going to give you the trivia question, Wendy is, in just a minute. And then at 1:50, 10 minutes until 2, we're going to announce the winner. We're going to answer the question, and then everybody who has answered correctly has a chance to be the winner. Your names are going to be put in a hat, and then Wendy's going to draw a name, and that person is going to win a prize. And Wendy, you typically announce the winner at about 7 o'clock at night, right?
Yes, if there's more than one answer. So
some of them have.
We may announce it during the show if there's only one person. So
yeah. Sometimes you've stumped us. So what is the trivia question for today?
I don't know if it's easy or not, but what is our state's official insect?
Insect.
Okay. What is the state's official insect?
Stop that.
So let it comment on our Facebook page.
That's right. On the New Bern Now NC Facebook page, if you want to have your name put into a drawing to win. So exciting stuff. Insects we might not choose to think about right now.
That's right.
So what's going on? Kathy, how are you? You have had these wonderful, we were talking about you when you weren't here because the Historical Society's been doing these wonderful Ordinary Women. I can't think of the rest of the title, but they were fantastic.
We are so pleased with that. And there were so many people involved in working with that. The actors, the ladies did such a good job. And Charles Tendale did a wonderful job in putting it together. We were very pleased with the response. And we're going to keep working on video stuff. Stuff that we can show on our Facebook page. And it's all the stuff that we've done so far is both on the Facebook page and at newbernhistorical.org. So if you missed it and want to see it, it will be up there so you can go back anytime you want and take a look and see what it is. But we're really pleased with the Ordinary Women, Extraordinary Deeds. 5 amazing New Bern women. And there's amazing women out there doing good things all the time. So we're happy. And
they were at 2 o'clock. So we were trying to tell everybody to jump off of New Bern Now and get onto the Historical Society page real quick.
Well, that was last week was Ordinary Women Week.
Yes, it was.
Some folks have Shark Week. We had Ordinary Women Week. And we're working. We had a golf tournament scheduled last May, and it got moved, and it is indeed on now for October the 3rd. So Wendy, you'll be getting a press release. So this is now before even Wendy knows about it. So this is hot stuff, big secret.
Breaking news, folks.
Yeah. So it's a golf tournament. So it'll be outdoors. We will, work with all the COVID precautions, so we're keeping everybody safe. It's the first golf tournament the Historical Society has done. There's room for 20 teams, and there are a bunch of teams signed up already. So there's limited space available. So if you're a golfer or you know a golfer, give us a call, 638-8558, or go to that website, newbernhistorical.org. And you'll see all about the tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun, lots of extra goodies, fun stuff happening.
And there's a big golf community here but also I think New Bern is an attraction for folks who enjoy golfing. So hopefully you'll get a lot of locals and visitors alike.
Right. This will be at the Taberna Golf Course. So the folks that have played there and any of the other local courses, if you're looking for an excuse, and a lot of golfers are looking for an excuse to be on the course, this is a good fundraiser. So yeah, you had to go out and golf, because you really had to support the Historical Society.
That's right.
Do you either of you golf?
I used to. My clubs are still wrapped up in the garage at the moment. So I haven't done it for 10 years or better.
I don't. I do enjoy putt-putt.
I'm with you.
And my husband used to golf a lot more than he does now. He doesn't anymore. But even when he did play golf, he used to say, I play military style golf, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
So he's like, I enjoyed the game, but I really didn't have much luck at it or much talent. I wasn't very good at it. So, but anyway, but I've helped out with different golf tournaments and, making sure the golfers have water and, keeping track of the hole-in-one winners and things like that. And they can be a lot of fun riding around on the golf course in the cart, That's
you wanted to be the drinks girl.
I said water. What were you thinking of?
Yeah.
We'll have a car for somebody getting a hole-in-one. They'll win a car.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's
anyway.
fantastic.
So that's what's
I think I'm going to take up golfing.
Right.
All you need to do is get a hole-in-one.
Piece of cake.
Wendy Card, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. My heart is with the folks down south right now that are recovering from Hurricane Laura, and boy, the damage is just these hurricanes. But we're thinking about down in Louisiana and Texas.
Yes, we are.
And I really haven't been watching the news today, but I did get a snapshot of some of the destruction. So, and also I think it's important that we recognize the 26 of our fellow Craven County residents who have died from the virus, and our deepest condolences go out to your families. And on a lighter note, I want to thank first responders in Carolina East, along with J&S Towing, for their friendly and exceptional service. A couple of weeks ago, Laura's vehicle was totaled when she was hit by someone on Martin Luther King who ran a red light. So I know it's easy to get distracted when you're driving, especially with the phones going off. And so I ask everyone to be safe on the road. So that's all I got to say about that. And
that's your public safety announcement for today.
Yeah, that's the PSA for today. And I have this is one of my favorite pictures of the railroad bridge going across the Trent River. And Colleen, you have a photo. Which lighthouse is that behind you?
This is, I have the script up on the other half of my screen, so I wanted to make sure I minimized it so you could see. It's Cape Lookout. And this is a Zach Fraley photo, uprootedphotographer.com.
Wow.
And my husband and I had actually been admiring it for a long time. And those photos that you can have produced as 3 panels and you hang them up on your wall and they make a photo. We really wanted it to be that, but we couldn't figure out a good way to split it up. The house is kind of in the middle. And so finally we said, we like the photo so much, forget it. We're going to abandon the panel concept, and we're just going to order it in one large canvas and then, hang it up. And it sure does give you a nice sense of peace.
Yes.
When you look at it, which is what photography, good reasons to have photography and art, right?
Yes. It puts you in a better place. So
yes, get you in a better frame of mind. So, well, I have some City of New Bern stuff to talk about real quick. I know we have several guests coming up today, and we'll get to those in just a minute. Some that we're really looking forward to from last week that we didn't get to talk to. The Aquatic Center, the city pool, it's been closed for several weeks because we had a big pump malfunction out there. And we learned from the company that was repairing the pump that some of the parts really had to be custom made to get it back and operational again. So just about an hour or so ago, I talked to Foster Hughes, our Parks and Rec director, and he is optimistic. They're installing it today. The pool is, kind of discolored and needs to be filtered. They're going to do that, nonstop tomorrow. He's optimistic it'll be reopened for the weekend. We'll make an official announcement before we get to the weekend hours for the pool. But I wanted to let everybody know we are diligently working on that so we can have a last 2 weekends, to enjoy the pool before Labor Day. So looking forward to that. And then some super, super good news. So you guys know about the movies in the park at Lawson Creek Park with the big inflatable screen, and they've been wildly popular. They sell out very quickly. Well, we're going to continue that concept into the fall.
Yay!
So we will continue to have lots of movies. I've been looking at the itinerary, and on September 11th is Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Kathy, you better act quickly because I went and looked at the ticket website and there were 13 tickets left as of like 12:45. So they're going really quickly. And then for parents with kids, you'll want to put these on your calendar. So on September 25th is Moana. I love that movie. I like to watch it with my granddaughter. And then on the 26th is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. So all the action thriller folks.
Movie.
Yeah, you can watch that. Let's see, a couple more things. On Monday, August 31st, we were talking about this last weekend, and if you've been watching, or last week during the podcast, and if you're watching the Board of Aldermen meeting on Tuesday night, we also talked about it then. But on Monday, August 31st, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., is a drop-in style meeting at the Omega Center to talk about Stanley White. Stanley White Rec Center is one of our 2 recreation centers within New Bern, hosts all kinds of activities and programs throughout the year. Well, unfortunately, it was devastated during Hurricane Florence. And this is an opportunity to talk about how we are going to move forward with a new Stanley White. So we're hosting it at the Omega Center. You don't have to come from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's drop-in style. We'll have some of our consultants there to talk to and answer your questions. But this is going to require tons of public input. So if you have a few minutes, please stop by the Omega Center on Monday between 3 and 7. And we've created an easy email address for you. If you can't stop by, but you have some input on Stanley White that you would like to impart, and those emails go to our Board of Aldermen. So they are listening. They are eager to hear from you about your ideas or some of your comments and concerns about the new Stanley White. And that email address is stanleywhite@newbernnc.gov. So please give us all of the input that you can. And then the last thing is from George Oliver. I just saw it on Facebook. I'm sure Wendy knows what it is because he shared it to New Bern Now. It is. So apparently August 29th, which is Saturday, is Play Music on the Porch Day, like globally.
Wow.
Play Music on the Porch Day.
Well, George does that every day.
He does. We're lucky enough to enjoy some of his porch music, his banjoy,
yeah.
every day. And so 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., get out on your porch, play music, sing. It can be a homemade instrument. It can be a real musical instrument. And George says, tag him in it because I guess he's going to share a bunch on his Facebook page. So anyway.
And Colleen, are you going to get your flute out?
Yes, I think I am. I think I am going to get it out
There you go.
and play a little song so I can participate in that day. But I'm still thinking about what to play. So I don't really know yet. But I have lots to choose from. I can play by ear and know many songs, popular songs people would know, Christmas music, all that kind of stuff. But most of the time when I play, it's, some of the etudes and different, to keep you in good practice and keep your fingers, limber. But yes, Wendy, to answer your question, I think I am going to participate on Saturday.
I think I'm going to drive by your house.
So you can enjoy
first, but yeah.
Well, it might be, Mary Had a Little Lamb, but you just have to bear with me.
Hey, I like Mary Had a Little Lamb. And it looks like, let's see, we have some guests in the waiting room. First, we have Mairin Narron. Do y'all want to bring Mairin in? Are you ready for Mairin?
Yes, we are.
Come on in.
Let's see here.
There.
Did it drop you?
No. Okay. Sorry.
There
we go.
There she is.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Yay. Hi. Finally. We missed you last week.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Aw. That's okay. Those things happen,
Technology.
Yeah.
You're here now.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're at the Bank of the Arts. The Craven
Arts. In the office right now. Yeah.
So you're with the Craven Arts Council and Gallery, and you guys always have a full calendar of wonderful events throughout the year, which I'm sure COVID has changed probably many of them, correct?
Yeah, we had to shift some of our exhibitions, but we're kind of back up and running, and we have some of the same exhibitions just in different galleries or in different times. Like we have Mum's the Word coming up for the Mum Fest, and we have our Critters show coming up. Both of those, you guys can apply to that on our website.
I don't know. What is the Critter show?
Oh, so it's just anything related to animals. So if you paint or whatever, make any art piece related to an animal, you can submit that to Critters, and that will be up in all of November and December.
So might our official state insect maybe be part of the show? Don't say what it is because we're having a contest, but right, Wendy?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because it doesn't actually have to be a furry critter, right?
No, all things that fly, crawl, slither, anything.
And that's a popular exhibit. I've heard people in the past talking about that, and so everything you guys are doing is popular. I mean, you recently had the chalk on the sidewalk, was it?
Yeah, so that went off so well that we're actually going to make it more of a consistent thing and do it for a lot of our art walks. So we're going to do it for our next art walk too. And we're also going to do it all throughout Mum Fest and have an adult chalk art competition every Friday night. And then the kids can come on Saturday and do free play and just draw chalk on the sidewalk.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Great idea. Yes.
Yeah,
very good idea.
City, so it's a win-win.
So is the gallery? Oh, go ahead, Kathy.
When is the next art walk coming up?
Oh, that will be September 11th.
Okay.
So it's always the second Friday in every month, except for usually October because Mum Fest falls on the second Friday of every month. But with the way they're doing Mum Fest now, we're still keeping Art Walk on that second Friday too.
Now, what are the gallery's kind of open hours during COVID, or how have things changed in terms of who can come and how many and when you're open?
So we're open from our regular hours, which is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we do require that everybody wears a mask whenever they come in, and we limit our capacity. We haven't really run into any problems with that, but if there's ever too many people in the building, we kind of shift people around so that we can keep it as limited so that everybody can still enjoy and come and see all the artwork and feel really comfortable.
You've also had events that have included musicians in the past.
Yeah, I haven't, I only started working here in June, so I haven't been here a lot for a lot of
okay.
I wish I could have, but I've heard great things.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see those kinds of things continue. And then I hope I'm not throwing another curveball question on you, but for a while one of your fundraisers was you could have your name put up in it's not a skylight, but that was one of your fundraisers where you could have your name painted up in that skylight, kind of atrium type thing. And my husband and I keep saying we're going to do that, and we haven't yet, but I'm so excited about it. It's so pretty.
It is really pretty. I mean, the whole building is really pretty. It's a refurbished bank, and we still have the original vault doors. It's a really interesting building. And the skylight just really adds to it a lot, what you were mentioning, the natural lighting and illuminating all of the pieces in the gallery. We actually have a great show in the gallery now. It's our 2020 Bank of the Arts National Juried Show. It's biennial, so it only happens every 2 years. We have over 123 pieces that were entered into the show.
Wow.
So we've got ceramics, textiles, painting, photography. We even have 2 outdoor sculptures that are outside in our sculpture lot right near the First Citizens Bank across the street from us. And that will be up until September 21st. So if you want to come by, you guys definitely should. And if you can't, we have all of the pieces up on our website, so you can still enjoy viewing the pieces from home.
Now, is it too late to enter for any entries? Is that past the deadline?
No, we still got Mum's the Word. You can still apply to that. And so anything, it doesn't have to be mum focused, but anything that you make a piece with chrysanthemums in them, you can enter that into the show. And also critters. We got those 2 coming up. So
does the mum image for next year's Mum Fest come from that Mum's the Word?
Yeah, exactly. So the winner of the Mum's the Word exhibition, who's picked off of the Mum Fest committee, is going to be the logo and will be on everything for the following year's Mum Fest.
That's cool.
So Blooming by Linda Wright was the winner last year, and that's what's on all the logos and on everything this year. Is that piece.
Awesome. And Jonathan Berger there's been a change of command at the Craven Arts Council and Gallery. Eileen has
retired.
Yeah. And Jonathan is now the interim director. Is that?
Yes, he's the interim executive director here now. Yeah.
Okay. And where did you come from? Are you from New Bern or?
No. So I just graduated with my MFA from ECU like this past spring. So
congratulations.
Yes.
So
awesome.
I'm kind of in the area, but no, me and my husband, we haven't officially moved to New Bern yet, but we'll see. We love the city.
Well, we're so glad that you joined us and finally get to see your face. I've stopped by there, but it happened to be on Mondays because you're not open on Mondays, right?
No, we're open on Mondays.
Yeah, so
no, we're not. Tuesdays through Saturdays.
And you're still an event venue, right? And especially once, things fully open back up for weddings and receptions and things.
Yeah, we're still allowing for some rentals and receptions, but I think we are keeping it pretty limited capacity-wise. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for the education. Good luck with the upcoming show.
Thanks.
And hopefully you'll be back to share more good news and events going on at the Bank of the Arts.
Yeah, it was nice meeting all of you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much. And
hope you guys have a good rest of your day and stop by Bank of the Arts if you feel comfortable.
All right.
We will. And we'll bring our masks.
Yes.
And your chalk.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Mairin.
Thanks, Mairin. Have a great day. Woohoo!
Woo!
And we have Tommy Bell.
Do you want to do a quick social media minute while we're getting Tommy into the room?
I would, but it doesn't look like anyone's commenting on.
Okay.
Uh-oh. How about the bugs? The state bug, folks.
Yeah. What is the state insect of North Carolina? We thought this would be just a gimme. So New Bern NC's Facebook page. Make sure you comment. And in about 25 more minutes, we're going to reveal the answer and then put all the people who guessed correctly into a hat. And you'll have a chance to win a great prize. So Wendy's working on getting Tommy Bell in here.
Yeah, and Tommy's going to talk about the shelter needs and adopters and volunteers. And we missed him last week, but hopefully he's coming on.
Yeah, we are.
Let's see.
Is he going to have some eye candy? You know, like, don't
Something
you want to
fuzzy?
adopt this cute little kitten?
A little fluffy thing.
Yeah. Can he bring any fluffy props?
We'll see.
Okay.
Are you there, Tommy?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm trying to learn about technology, okay?
You're with us, so yes,
Yay.
we're so glad to see you finally. So, yeah.
I'm
How
really
are
sorry about last week. It just
No.
didn't work out. So I figured we'd make it happen today for sure.
No
we
need to
made your. What'd you say, Wendy?
No need to apologize. This is the technology. We're all learning together. So.
But I think we made your name famous because we must have said, Tommy Bell, are you there? Tommy Bell? Hello, Tommy Bell? Oh, too bad we missed Tommy Bell today.
Oh, well, you can't help things sometimes.
Yeah.
So you, go ahead.
We, until September the 5th, we have reduced the adoption rate on all of our cats to $50. So that's really about a $30 savings on that area. We still honor the spay and neuter voucher, the rabies shot, and microchip, and everything that normally goes with the animal. So, we're just trying our best to get them out. Plus, this weekend we have about 54 kittens leaving to go to New York City and New Jersey to cat rescues. So that will reduce our population for a couple days, because we have a waiting list of about 70 people coming that want to bring cats and kittens in next week.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
it's the kitten season. And, our biggest encouragement is when we take in kittens, we always try to take in the mother cat, because that will help solve our problem eventually. It's not going to happen today. It took time for it to happen, so it's going to take time for it to slow down. But we can get these animals spayed and neutered, and then, eventually that will reduce our rate a lot. We're working on, hopefully in December or the first of the year, that we have a veterinarian here at the animal shelter 2 days a week to spay and neuter all of our cats and dogs that we have come in that go up for adoption. So that service will be done when the animal leaves. It's done, so we know that part has happened. So, it's going to take time, but we'll start. And eventually we're hoping that maybe we can open it up to the public. We don't know yet. That's just a hurdle we're going to have to cross at that period of time. Let's see, we are working on some dog rescues, and it is the puppy season now, along with the kitten season. So we're ending one, starting the other. But in Eastern North Carolina, I don't know if the season really ever ends. I think it's just spread out through the year. But donation-wise, we do need donations to work in our surgical unit. The surgical supplies is where we need donation money for. That will go, because we have to purchase overhead lights, we have to purchase surgical unit, tables, anesthesia machines, instruments, everything that you would think of in a surgical room for a person or animal to have any kind of surgery. That's the equipment we need. And one of our largest purchases is going to be an x-ray machine that we can x-ray animals to see if they are pregnant if we have a question. And two, we can also use that at the shelter with the veterinarian here. If an animal comes in that's been hurt, hit by a car, we may be able to x-ray and find out what's going on before we make a decision on which route we have to go, or get it out in town to a veterinarian. And, we have to look for funding when we do that, because we are a county entity, so we don't have funds to just go and spend. So everything is budgeted for. So we have to look for outside funding and rescues to help with these animals, which a lot of times we can make a couple phone calls and find a rescue close by that's willing to help out. And if we do have an animal that comes in and we have to find help and an owner shows up a day, 2 days later, then they're responsible for the bill. If not, if they can't pay the bill, then the rescue will take the animal because they've already assumed responsibility for the care. And they know that that's part of their role. So, you know, the animal shelter here, our adoption rate a couple of years ago was like 76%. And now we're down below 23%,
Wow.
which we would really like to get it lower. But we do offer euthanasia to the public for their own animals because a lot of people can't afford to go to the vet. So that's going to keep our rate high, higher than what we would really like it. But, you know, that's something that we can't help because we do have to offer a service. And so I think that's our best route. But donations, we greatly appreciate all donations. We're always looking for donations, people that want to help with the cat rescues, if they could donate, because transportation, that's our biggest funds are in that area, is vaccine for these animals to go from state to state, and the transportation. Believe it or not, it'll probably cost about $600 for these 54 cats to leave to go to New York and to New Jersey. And so, you know, we have to look at that expense. And a lot of times the transports are picked up by the rescue that's taking the animals. But sometimes we have to help, you know, to make it happen, especially if we're dealing with several small groups, which we do a lot of out of state with small groups. You know, it's a lot of stops and a lot of travel. So we have to pick up the extra difference. But for the vaccines, we have to pick the whole cost up for those animals to go. And because if we charge an astronomical amount, the rescues can't afford us. So we have defeated ourselves. And that's where we want to keep it minimal as possible and spend as little as we possibly can, because we do know that we're going to need the community funding for other projects that we have at the shelter. And the county has been very grateful. You know, they have helped us a lot this year. They know that what our plans are and how we're trying to take a step ahead. And that's the biggest part of the animal shelter, is that we reach one goal and we set the other goal up so we can step up. That's what it's all about. And, you know, to keep the animals healthy and happy, as well as trying to keep the animals that go in the community healthy and happy. So we're hoping that, you know, we can get some community support, and we appreciate everything we can get, even if it's a dog walker. People don't believe to come into the shelter and walking a dog. What you're doing more than walking a dog. You're actually socializing an animal that's probably seen maybe one or two people in its whole life. You're showing them different people, and then they adapt a lot easier when they go in a new home environment, especially cats, because cats are kind of standoffish. They'll disappear for a couple days. But if they're socialized at the shelter, when they go home, it doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
So,
is there any kind of...
I really feel like that the community working with us will help, and does help a whole lot.
Is there any kind of screening, like for volunteers, if you want to come by and help out? We have a
volunteer coordinator at the shelter. And with the COVID virus, we are limited to the number of people we can have in the shelter at one time. So what we do, we ask people to come in and pick up the paper, fill it out, bring it back, or they can just go out in the parking lot and fill it out and bring it back in. And we'll give it to her, and she'll contact them, and she'll set up the time and work with them to get them in here, to let them spend time with the animals.
Now, can people see the pets for adoption on your website?
Yes, ma'am. All of the pets that are up for adoption are on the website. There are a lot of animals in here that you may see on the website one day and you may not see on the next. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. That means either they're going to a rescue or there's a problem, and we're trying to assess the problem before we adopt them out.
And now, what is the process as far as, say I wanted to adopt a puppy?
If you come in and you pick your puppy, you have to have a North Carolina driver's license, of course. You have to be at least 18 years of age. And the adoption fee for a dog is $100. And until September the 5th, it's $50 for a cat. But after that, it's $80 a cat. And that gives you a voucher for the spay and neuter. You'll get the microchip and a rabies vaccination. And the animals normally that go up for adoption have had their very first distemper shot or feline distemper shot. And if you would like for them to be tested for leukemia virus on the cats, we offer that service here. And if you would like to have a heartworm test, we offer that service here. And, you know, we can't do personal owned animals, but the animals that are in the shelter we can do because they are not owned. So the state allows us to test our animals, but it does cost. So we can't test every animal that comes in unless you ask for that to be done and you're willing to pay for that service. And I think it runs normally about $15 per test. So that is considerably a small amount compared to what people are paying at the veterinary hospitals for the same test. And the veterinarians, we give you a medical record, you take your medical record, the veterinarian honors our medical records. And so that does help. But we also offer rabies vaccines for the community. So the community can come in, and we're all licensed rabies vaccinators by the state of North Carolina. So the community can come in and get a rabies shot for $10. And we do offer rabies clinics at the shelter or different locations on different events that normally run about $7. So there is a little bit of savings in there. And, you know, we're just encouraging better pet ownership. And I think that's going to be our best route.
How do folks contact you if they want to make a donation?
They can call the animal shelter 252-637-4606, or they can stop by the shelter anytime Tuesday through Friday from 10:30 to 5:30. 10:30 to 5:30, and on Saturdays 10:30 to 3. And we're not open on Sundays or Mondays to the public.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the wealth of information.
Yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
there a
Thank
little
you
furry,
for having us.
Isn't there a little furry prop around there somewhere?
Do what?
Do you
I'll show you the little dog that's sitting beside me, okay?
Oh,
She's got a hard life, but she has a hard life at the shelter.
Aww.
But she's not a shelter dog. She's my dog, so she comes to work and visits. And so she sits up on the crate on the table because she knows she's spoiled.
Lucky girl. Well, Tommy Bell, I'm so glad we finally got to connect with you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you for everything. Thank you. Yay.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Thank you.
Fantastic work that's going on at Craven Pamlico Animal Services.
Yes, man, that's a lot of work that they're doing. So,
and it's always ongoing. It never stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully they need adopters and volunteers. If you were just joining us and missed that, that was Tommy Bell, and the Craven Pamlico Animal Services needs folks to adopt animals, also needs volunteers. He mentioned, socializing with the animals, walking the dogs, spending some time with the cats, and really does good things for them in the long run. So I was looking at the Facebook page, and Rob Jones said, "Remember, don't be a tool and be kind to one another."
There you go.
Then I think when we read off the contest question, he responded with, I know.
He knows, but he didn't put it down.
But he didn't. So,
Rob, go ahead and guess. Come on, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. And we have Mark Ezzell in the room, and he's with the North Carolina Governor's Highway
Safety Program.
There you go. Thank you. So let me bring him in. Are you guys ready for Mark?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope Mark's ready for us. Let's see.
We'll have to ask him, is it Ezzell or Ezzell? Or oh, he's muted, I guess, and still working on his video.
Right, there he is.
Coming in. There
he is.
How you doing, sir?
How is everyone?
All right. Good afternoon.
Good. And you?
Oh, I wish I was in New Bern.
Come on down.
It's a pretty nice place to be.
I should say it is. I should say it is. I got family there. They love it.
Are you in Raleigh?
I am in Raleigh. I'm in Raleigh. I'm director of the Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Well, it is nice to have you today. And I'm sure you have a wealth of information for us too. But I did want to say, you know, some of the programs that you do that our police department really tries to push and do outreach on. Look for me for the bicyclists, you know, click it or ticket. Those, we put together little internal videos. So we take a lot of that messaging and we try to create some outreach for the community. And I think the videos and the messages have been really well received. So the outreach you're doing to the different safety departments is very valuable, and we thank you for that.
Well, thank you. You know, we couldn't do what we do without law enforcement, and New Bern PD has been an essential part of what we do, as has, you know, the Craven County Sheriff's Office and others there in the county. What we're actually starting off on Monday is another similar project. It's our Labor Day Booze It and Lose It campaign. And that's going to be going on statewide from Monday until September 13th. You know, even though fewer people are on the road than we maybe have seen in the past, we still need to be concerned about impaired driving. So during this campaign, we've got law enforcement partners like New Bern PD and others, along with some of our public partners, in this case, the North Carolina Trucking Association. We've got media partners, all helping us get the message out that you shouldn't drive impaired. And if you do, these law enforcement partners will catch you, because you're going to see enhanced patrols. You're going to see an additional law enforcement presence during Labor Day, probably more than you generally do.
And how does promoting this kind of safety help our state as a whole?
Well, it helps a lot of ways. One is it helps us reduce the number of impaired driving crashes in the state. One of the odd things that happened during COVID, especially during that first phase around March or April, is we saw a significant reduction in the number of folks on the road, which obviously makes sense. But what you would also think is that you'd see a similar reduction in the number of traffic fatalities. And you didn't really see a significant, you saw a little bit, but it wasn't significant. And what that seemed to tell us, and we saw this nationwide, and it surprised a lot of us, is that the people that were still on the roads were, because it wasn't crowded or because, you know, they were stressed or things like this, the speeds were up, people were driving impaired at a greater rate than previously had been the case, because, you know, people are stressed and people are looking for that stress relief. So our hope through giving this message statewide is that people know that during Labor Day, when you got parties, when you've got events that you're going to, that you need to drive sober, and that if you don't, there'll be law enforcement out there to catch you. And as you all know, probably having heard from friends, family, others, it's very expensive and it's potentially deadly.
Yes.
I would also think for people looking at some of those statewide statistics, it really shows a commitment not only from the governor, but law enforcement, that we want to have a safe state. We want to have good highways and we want to have safe drivers. So, and the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program is definitely essential in making some of those statistics happen. So I feel like we have to go through some of the impaired stuff. So this is drugs and alcohol.
It's drugs, it's alcohol, and it's also, Colleen, a lot of our prescription drugs. Many prescription drugs that we take, perfectly okay for us to take, but not appropriate for us to be driving after we've taken them. And so we've seen situations where you can still be arrested for driving while impaired if you had an Ambien an hour before you get behind the wheel because you were impaired. The impairing substance is not really the issue. It's the fact that if you feel different, you drive different. So it's a multifaceted effort, and it takes a lot of these partnerships like law enforcement and like hospitals and community groups. And in this case, we've got employers, we've got the Trucking Association and others working with us in partnership. We're also doing some unique advertising. Now we've got social floor distancing stickers when we go to the grocery store. And so we are advertising our impaired driving prevention messages as well as our seatbelt use messages on some of those floor stickers in selected counties across the state, including yours.
That's creative, very creative.
It's a great idea. I wish I'd have thought of it.
Is the Give a Lane effort also involved with that? When you see an emergency vehicle on the side,
move over.
Yes. Yes, that is a big deal. That's something that we're pushing. Is we have a move over law in North Carolina, and we need to make sure that people adhere to that. That's safer not only for them, but also for those first responders who may be responding in a crash. So we definitely do what we can to get the message out about the importance of the move over law.
But I have a question. As far as funeral processions, is that a law in North Carolina to pull over, like if you're driving from the opposite direction and the procession's going this way? I've seen that. I'm not from here, but I have seen that, and I just didn't know if it was a law or not, or just common courtesy.
You got me stumped on that one, Wendy. I think it's just sort of a practice that we've done here in the South. I'm from North Carolina, and we've always sort of done it. I don't know whether or not it's a law or not.
Well, maybe that should have been the trivia question.
That would have been a good one. That would be, although the state, what is it? The state insect, I think.
Yes. Yeah. You were paying attention.
I don't know.
You can always guess after you get off. No, it's an easy one anyway. If I know that because I Googled it, but no, anyway, we really appreciate you joining us. Is there anything else that you missed that you want to talk about?
We would just encourage folks, if you are heading to Craven County, or for some strange reason you're leaving Craven County during Labor Day, that you make a plan. If you're going to be driving and perhaps imbibing in alcohol or other substances, you make a plan to have someone as a designated driver, make sure somebody else drives, call Uber or Lyft, make sure that you're not among those who law enforcement has to, have a sad conversation with their family during the course of Labor Day. We hear about this every year, even though our numbers are moving in the right direction around impaired driving, we've still got to get that message out, and we're going to be getting that message out every year.
Well, Mark, you're wonderful. Thank you for all of the info and for everything you guys are doing to help keep North Carolina drivers safe and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you for the partnership. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that was very informative. I didn't mean to stump him, but
leave it to you, Wendy.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to believe Labor Day is coming up already, and so yes,
I know
it's appropriate to be worrying about how you're going to be driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I, even when I just have I have allergies or bad you know, sinus problems or whatever. I even think when I have like medicine head, you know,
Yeah.
I really try not to drive during those times too, because, you know, you're taking cough medicine and, you know, allergy medicine, and you're just not feeling quite like yourself, you know?
Right. Or even not sleeping, you know, if you don't get enough sleep, it's just, you're just can't focus, and that's dangerous. But
and the other thing, I know we need to get to our contest question, but you know, our state, due to upgrades and planning for the future, our state is often under construction. So navigating a construction zone sometimes can be kind of stressful and confusing. And so, you know, let's not, you know, layer on even more of that confusion and danger by, you know, imbibing or using drugs or even prescription drugs before you get on the roadways. Because, you know, you guys know how it is. You run into a bunch of construction cones and it's like, whoa, I really need to pay attention here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's very true. And wow, we've got a bunch. I should have had my glasses. You want to do a quick social media minute? I can barely see.
Let me see. Let me look on my end.
All right. I'm not seeing on mine here.
I'm not either. I only see, oh, okay, here, I see some. Couldn't have said it better, Rob Jones. That's from Laura. That's from Hurricane Laura Johnson.
Yeah, and she also said, hi, Kathy and Colleen, and welcome guests.
Hello. And then the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program has put a bunch of information on there.
I see that.
According to the NC Driver's Handbook, a driver shall not pass a funeral procession in the same direction of travel, except that a driver may pass when the highway has been marked for 2 or more lanes of travel in that direction.
Okay,
so
wow.
You in one lane in the same direction as a funeral procession, you can travel in that lane and go around them. So Mark has just given us a wealth of information here. Labor Day marks the unofficial end of summer. Can you believe it?
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel that way because it's still hot. But yeah, I can't believe that. But we do have one more guest. I don't want Elizabeth to think we forgot about you. Do you want to do we'll give you 5 more minutes, folks.
Yes.
To guess what the answer to what is our North Carolina state insect. So guess on Facebook and you'll be entered to win a prize. And it's a surprise prize. So
it's a good surprise prize.
Yeah.
So we have Elizabeth Pope that's going to be joining us from Atlantic Dance Theater.
Yes.
She's going to be joining the women on the podcast today.
Here we are.
She's getting unmuted and getting her video going. Maybe she could be part of, you know, Play Music on the Porch. They could be, you know, kind of a supplement like the background dancers.
Yeah.
Dance on the porch. Why couldn't you dance on the porch?
Yeah.
Start video.
Are you there?
There she is. Hello.
Hey.
Yay.
How are you today?
Very good.
Yay.
Yes,
It's almost Friday. No complaints, right?
Thursday.
It's nice to see you. I've never met Elizabeth, but we've been corresponding, and Bob Mikowski introduced us. So it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Tell us
and I guess you'd like me to say a little bit about Atlantic Dance Theater.
What's that?
You'd like me to say a little bit about Atlantic Dance Theater?
Yes, please.
We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 1985 here in New Bern, and our mission is to present special dance projects and concerts for the community. We're not actually a dance school at all, and because some people think that it's a little confusing that Atlantic Dance Theater, that must be a school for children to take dance, and actually we're not that. We want to thank Wendy for putting up on her New Bern Now website the information that the concert that we hoped we would have in October is being rescheduled. It will be when we can get it together.
Do you want to show that again so viewers can see that? There we go. Back and forward.
I thought that it would be interesting to show a picture of something.
Yes.
So it is a collaboration of 4 outstanding North Carolina artists, guest artists to us coming here, who consist of a cellist, 2 modern dancers, Paige Whitley-Bogus, our Baroque dancer, and it is short vignettes, and they will speak in between and tell you what the pieces are about, all of it to Bach music, and telling about how Bach music has been used in dance. So I'm looking forward to it when we can finally get it together. However, this is the second time we've had to reschedule it. And
Third time's a charm.
We're now thinking that it might even be next summer before we can do that. So in the meantime, we're working on other things, and we have a new project in priority in mind, and that is extensive programming for underserved kids using dance with programs in school, after school, and then also some community dance programming with guest artists. And we have, here's one guest artist who's planning to come. This is Tina Yarborough-Liggins. She is faculty at Wake Forest University and a beautiful African dancer. And she will be coming with 2 drummers. And her group is called T-Line Dance. And they will be performing assemblies in schools once we are able to do that. And also teaching for after-school programs some hip hop and jazz and African dance. And we think this will be something just happy and fun and different for the kids, and a chance to just kind of let go and have a good time. And then our second dance artist coming is Hazel Collins from Beaufort. And she has a class that she teaches in African dance. She went to Africa with the Chuck Davis Company and learned a dance that the children in Africa actually do themselves. They cannot afford musical instruments, so they were using Coca-Cola cans. And they would take 2 Coca-Cola cans and they would bang them together to make the music, and then be moving around to it and banging with their partners and just having a good old time. And you can see how kids in school would just love to do that. It'd be so much fun for them. So that's what we're hoping, is that we're going to be really moving out in a new direction and establishing more dance programming for the kids, getting the kids interested, and especially working with different after-school dance programs with the idea that dance is really good for kids. It's good for them physically, it's an emotional release, it promotes academics, and it's good for just feeling a part of the community. So that's what we're doing right now. I just love the use of imagination, you know, with the Coke cans, or, you know, banging those together. That is so cute. We gotta have fun. We just gotta have fun. That could be part of Play Music on the Porch.
Sure, it could.
Which is coming up this Saturday. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In Pepsi country, though, you should use a Pepsi bottle, though, right? That's right. Pepsi cans. Well, that's fantastic. So it sounds like you have a lot of support from schools and also many of the artists that are going to be coming here to display some of that dance. Mm-hmm. We're just working to arrange all the pieces and put them together with the artists and the schools and the fundraising to back it up. And yeah. And also sounds like a great idea for Art Walk and maybe Mumfest when Mumfest comes back, you know, which would be a great display of Atlantic Dance Theater and a little bit about what you do. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Thank you. If someone wants to get up with Atlantic Dance Theater, or they want to get involved, how do they reach you? We have a website and a Facebook site at Atlantic Dance Theater, and they can get in touch with me, Elizabeth at atlanticdancetheater.org. And I'm currently the executive director. We have had, we've been in business off and on for a long time, and we've had different changes of leadership. I had it in the beginning, and we were performing across the state concerts and also in the schools. And then Paige Whitley-Bogus, who is our Baroque dancer that's been here in town for several decades, is actually the leading Baroque dancer in the world. Wow. Oh, and just a beautiful, beautiful dancer. and a lovely,
Oh, nice.
lovely professional person. She performed this for us last year with musicians.
Beautiful.
So she was a director for a while, but now she and her husband are retiring to Western North Carolina, to North Wilkesboro. And so I'm coming back in to do some organizational development stuff for a period of time.
Elizabeth, how did you find New Bern?
My husband and I were in law school and got out of school and started looking around, and Warden Smith just spoke to us as a really great family law firm to be with.
Fantastic. Well, we are glad to have you here. Wendy, I think I may have interrupted you. Did you have an additional question for Elizabeth?
No, I just really appreciate you joining us today and telling us more about the Atlantic Dance Theater. You know, and I have heard about the group, but I did assume that it was a theater for children, and I'm glad you clarified what your mission is. So,
well, we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
And you'll have to join us again to keep us updated. So
yes, when
absolutely.
we have more news, we would love that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay.
All kinds of informational stuff today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing some of that when we can get back around to it. Yes.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, this was a chock full of information podcast, I'll tell you.
You need to get on it so we have 4 people every time, Wendy Card.
Yeah. I know we're running out of time, but I just wanted to say congratulations to Eastern Carolina YMC President and Chief Executive Officer Todd Short for your retirement. So
yes,
thank you for everything you've done for our community over the 31 years, I think.
Wow.
No, 14 years.
He's been at the Y for 14 years. He's been the director over there. Super, super nice guy, outstanding staff. Wish him a lot of relaxation and fun in his retirement, and thank him for his service to our community.
Yes. And you want to hear a quick joke?
We'll do the joke and then we'll get to the trivia question.
And we need the bugs.
Okay. Who's the king of the pencil case?
I don't know. Eraser.
Lead.
Point. I don't know. Sharpener.
Well, was it something about point? Eraser, lead,
pencils. I give up.
Think of what's in a pencil case.
Pencils.
Pens, erasers, sharpener.
All right. You want me to give it to you?
Yep.
Yes.
The ruler.
Okay.
Yeah, that was from Laura. I don't know where she found it, but it was somewhere on the internet.
I was going to say, did Hurricane Laura Johnson make that one up?
Yeah.
There you are.
You know, when we were talking about that earlier, I was going to say Hurricane Laura Johnson, but I decided not to. So, but
you saved it for Colleen.
What's that?
You saved it for Colleen.
Yeah, I saved it for Colleen. So Laura is quite a hurricane. And okay, so
yeah, I did not mean that as a joke about the storm. Certainly, our thoughts and prayers go out to them. But yes. Laura is a character. So, and hey, Wendy said she was a hurricane before I did. So
yeah, well, she is. She's like the tiny tornado, or just something in jest, but not about the actual storm itself. So, no disrespect intended. But
so the official state insect of North Carolina is?
Okay, anyone? Kathy, Colleen?
Dragonflies, mosquitoes.
I would say mosquito.
The honeybee.
The honeybee.
I was thinking mosquito before I saw the answer. So it's the honeybee. So that's okay. A little tidbit of information.
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
I was going to playfully guess a gnat, Or like when I was younger, I used to say a gnat.
Gnat.
So, but it's not the gnat, it's the honeybee.
That's cute. Yeah, no, it's the honeybee. And are we ready to, is that
it?
I think that might be it. But first, we want you to let us know if you'd like to be a guest on New Bern Now's podcast, or if you have any questions or suggestions. And you can do that by calling us at 252-259-6853, or we've made it really easy for you to send an email to info@newbernnow.com. We want you to join us on August 27th from 1 to 2 p.m. as we Zoom live on New Bern Now's Facebook page. Video and audio will be uploaded to newbernnow.com, to YouTube, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Wendy will never boast about it, but she told me the other day that for the month of July, we had over 12,000 downloads of the New Bern Now podcast series, which is fantastic.
That was August. So that
was August. Okay.
The first two shows. So I'm like, I don't know where all this traffic has come from, but it's a good thing.
Because of our valuable information about the wonderful area of New Bern and beyond. So you can also listen to the show on New Bern's News Talk radio station. That's WNOS 103.9 FM. Tune in every Wednesday if you want to listen to it. It airs at 8 a.m. in the morning and also 5 p.m. at night. So Wendy, are we ready?
That's a wrap, folks. Thanks
for listening and have a good day. Woo!
Woo!
All right. Music.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
You too.
Whoops. Stop. Turn it off. Okay.
In a city where TV and newspapers have forgotten that there is more to local news.
Okay, technical difficulties here. Let's end it. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching.